Saturday, and we've got an AFC battle on tap between the Baltimore Ravens and the Miami Dolphins. The first of 4 berths in the conference championships on the line here as divisional weekend in the NFL is underway. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Can see this quite a bit on running plays with the guys out wide. A lot of times, though, it doesn't get caught.
You're exactly right, because it's away from the play usually, so a lot of it goes undetected. But I know this will surprise you. I coached some receivers in the offseason. We work a lot on hand placement and blocking downfield. Might want to take that course.
And a good physical run that time. He's going to wind up gaining 5 on that one. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Catch is made by Metcalf. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Give them 32 on the play.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Channing Tindall is there for the tackle.
Defensively, we always know that he is tough in run support, and I think the way that he gets there is he understands what an offense is going to do before the ball's even snapped. A great job of scouting prior to the game, then reading, reacting, and taking the right path to the ball carrier.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41. We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
The line to gain is the 33 on 3rd down. Looking to throw. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 26. 16 yards on that one at a Raven first.
So, Charles, you look at this offense, you think about it, you got a rookie quarterback at the helm. You're in the divisional round of the playoffs here. That head of his just has to be spinning, doesn't it?
Well, normally you'd have to say yes, but I do think that the way things went last week, how he played in the wild card win, how sensational he was, that'll stop his head from spinning. And now he's in a situation that's getting towards uncharted territory because you've got Joe Flacco, Mark Sanchez, the only 2 rookies to win 2 playoff games in 1 year. He's trying to join that company, but it's not going to be easy to get it done.
Right back to Dobbins on first. And he'll get about 3 just outside the 10, stopped at the 11.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They'll go again with Dobbins. And he'll take this one inside the 10, down to the 8. This will be play number 9 coming up on this relatively long opening drive as they look to convert on 3rd down. They're going to look to throw. And this is caught. Touchdown, Baltimore. DK Metcalf. from 8 yards out.
And the Ravens are on the board first here in this division round matchup.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
Fielded right around the 8. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20.
They'll begin on the ground with Jacobs. And he'll find some space up to about the 25. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here, and if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
So the false start will back them up 5.
Liam Eichenberg, second-round pick in 2021 from Notre Dame, the guilty party.
They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8. To throw is Wilson.
And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
On 3rd down, Wilson. That's caught by his big tight end, Mike Gesicki. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Dolphin first down.
Well, on 3rd down, he wanted to go to one of his most dependable targets, and that's who he found, his tight end there, to pick up the first, Charles.
And you use the proper word there, dependable, and sometimes spectacular, because tight ends nowadays, they can do it all. But they're the guys you trust, especially across the middle of the field where there's traffic. He delivers, and they pick up nice yardage.
Well, he certainly did a nice job improvising there, extending the play, hoping someone would come open downfield, but they never did.
Second and 10 from the 33-yard line. They'll send a receiver in motion to the right. Throwing again here, Wilson.
A quick slant to Hill.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd. Trying to run for it with Jacobs. And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Fourth down. Here's Wilson. And able to find Gesicki as tight end. And he'll go out of bounds. It appears right at the 45. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a first down. 4th and 2. They got it. That was kind of that gray area. Is that a feel thing, whether you go run or pass there offensively?
I think it's a feel thing. It's a tendency thing about what you like to do yourself on offense, as well as knowing how strong they are against the run on defense. Got to make a decision, and they made the correct one.
And they'll let that play, the completed pass, stand as they decline the penalty.
So do you get the sense they like their defense?
Yeah, they wanted that next down to come up.
Yeah, they weren't worried about the yardage there at all. Just what you said. Let the downs trickle away.
On 2nd down, Wilson. Firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Wilson will throw again. Just swing that out wide to Jacobs. On the move past the 40. And he's going to be taken down with the first down at the Ravens 33. So in Raven territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Here's Wilson. Over the middle, he's got Gesicki, the big 6'5" tight end. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Mike Gesicki, 33 yards. And the Dolphins are an extra point away now from tying this ball game. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now, but this offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
Now Dobbins again on 2nd down. And he stopped immediately there. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. He'll check this down to Dobbins out of the backfield. And he will have a Ravens first down as they convert on 3rd and 3 with a nice gain of 7 yards.
Short yardage situation, you have to wonder if they thought that they were just going to run it inside. But you have to be cognizant of the back slipping out in the backfield trying to find some open space. And that's exactly what he does to the tune of a first down.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Not a lot of running room there, not a place to make a cut and kind of exit out because they had everything bottled up. Looked to me like the linemen were taking on their blocks really well and giving up no creases.
Second quarter action, 2 minutes to go on divisional round weekend. We remind you, as we've done all year, that coming up at halftime, we will visit with Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll let you know what's going on here on a very eventful divisional round weekend. Coming up on 2nd and 7. Another run here with Dobbins. 40 yards on the ground for him so far. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll go to the air here on 3rd and 2. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
They're going to try and throw. And this is caught, but they say out of bounds. Been a first down, but he couldn't stay in, and as a result, they're going to have to give up the football.
Let's go now, let's go now, let's go now.
Jacobs going to try the middle. And he'll work down inside the 45.
Well, they didn't get a whole lot out of that one, but I think you've got to continue to try and run and try and keep the defense honest.
You mean, or else they'll just sit back, dare you to throw it on every down?
Yeah, you get your quarterback hit a lot that way, too.
Three yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Laundry on the field. This is going to be a false start on the offense.
Sometimes you have to slow things down a little bit when things get heated. The cadence has to be slow and deliberate at times to make sure your team's ready to go.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. They'll bring the tight end in motion right. Now Wilson on 2nd down. And this is incomplete.
Really good coverage all over the field, and it took away his intended read and almost dared him to try for his guy out of the backfield. No surprise on that one. It doesn't connect.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Throwing is Wilson. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down.
Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. He'll return it from the 6. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Ravens will get it. 1st and 10 from deep in their own territory. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And they've got just under 50 seconds, so time enough to try to work their way downfield if they so choose. The drive will commence with a run by J.K. Dobbins. And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. Now the Ravens going to use one of their timeouts, as it'll come with 36 ticks to go in half number 1.
A CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but, man, his first step is so quick, too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield. After the penalty, a fresh set of downs. It's 1st and 10. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Back to throw now on first down.
And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball. He could not hang on. 2nd down coming up.
Well, it hasn't been a banner first half for the defense trying to cover him today, but they'll take that one right there, helping force that incompletion.
The play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Isabella. The Ravens going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 21 seconds to go here in the first half.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage, so timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
In motion comes the tight end left. They'll run with Dobbins. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. And the ball smacked down on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jerome Baker.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. Well, turnovers, obviously, Charles, always costly. But, man, when you throw those interceptions in the end zone like that, it really stings.
He tried to fit that one into his tight end, and I often use the expression NFL open, which means a tighter window. Down near the goal line, you really want him to be open. In this case, it cost him.
On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And able to get it across the 10 to the 15. So it's on to halftime in this AFC divisional round matchup as we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter. Win or go home, that's the name of the game, and we're back underway with the 2nd half of this AFC divisional round. This one taken just inside the 10. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And, CD, we are in for a very intriguing 2nd half. This is what we wanted, all tied. This is what postseason football is all about.
It certainly is. And doesn't it speak to the parity in the NFL? Roughly half the teams that made the playoffs a year before miss the next year, get replaced. We know it's an any given Sunday mentality. Nothing's easy in the playoffs, but when you have your shot, they're eager to seize it.
Throw left side complete. That's Hill. And he's got room. There he goes left side. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
I don't think there's anyone who could possibly doubt how fast he could run in the open field. But if there were, he silenced those thoughts there.
And that's the kind of play where you have to kind of catch your breath afterwards. So just give me a second here, because when he shifted into high gear, he was an absolute blur out there. No substitute for speed. We talk about that all the time. The evidence was right there.
And the next-gen stats are going to tell the story. And wow, what a story it is. Nearly a full 23 miles an hour. One of the fastest plays on record, folks.
Morstead out now following the touchdown to kick. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this game was all square at halftime, but now they find themselves down 7 following the opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter.
And they need to take a good, relaxing, deep breath, don't you think? Because right now they might start to feel like they've got to play catch-up here and start matching them point for point. But it's still too early to get there. They can still run their offense. Plenty of time to get back in this game.
Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And he's got it inside the 10. It's a big play there for Baltimore. 66 yards. Dobbins will get down close to the goal line, but not in, as he'll be marked down at the 1. Dobbins once more. And he will not get in. In fact, he might have lost a yard. Back to the 2. A big one coming in this divisional round playoff, 3rd and goal. Now they send the tight end in motion left. They'll try to run with Dobbins. And this time he is in. Yes. J.K. Dobbins taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Ravens are an extra point away from evening this one up. Tucker with the extra point, and we are tied at 14. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Fielded right around the 8. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. First down Miami as they get set to start the drive. We got a brand new ball game, all even after that last touchdown, so every drive now becoming a little more critical here in the second half. He's got a man complete. It's a big play there for Miami. 66 yards. And that looked almost to be a case of, quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And for a while when this play's open, all the talk was about punts hitting the Giants scoreboard here at Arlington. I don't think we ever heard about a pass hitting the scoreboard, but that's probably about as close as you're going to get. That one was way up there.
Here's Jacobs. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line.
64, weak. 66. Roll it high.
One more time with Jacobs. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The second down play results in a loss of 2 yards.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. So on 4th down, Dolphin kicker Jason Sanders comes on. The kick by Sanders is good, and the Dolphins have come back now to regain the lead.
touchdown, the opening drive of this third quarter, as they're able to reclaim the lead.
And I think you'll take that because obviously you'd like to be able to match them touchdown for touchdown, but the first order of business was to get the lead back, and they've done that. Now you want to give a good pep talk to your defense to take it from there.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
And the football changing hands here as this offense takes the field. Charles, they'd be fine with more of the same on this upcoming drive. Last time out, they found the end zone for 6.
And they're certainly hoping for more of the same, but the game plan, I doubt it'll just be a carbon copy of the last drive because I think this offense is ready to break out some new wrinkles and try some new things that might be hidden in their playbook. They want to use that confidence to its advantage while also keeping the defense from anticipating what's up next.
And some space here. And now off to the races down the right side. And all the way in for a Ravens touchdown.
J.K. Dobbins
with his second touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Ravens have retaken a third quarter lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And that will make this a 4-point game. And this one travels out of bounds, so unsuccessful there on the onside kick try. In motion, Hill. On first down, Wilson. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
2nd and 10 here as we sit in the third quarter of this divisional round matchup.
Off the play fake, here's Wilson. And the Raven pressure too much. Down he goes. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side.
And that almost intercepted. Oh, they would have loved to have their first pick of the game right there, but at least it does get them to 4th down.
Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here's a give to Dobbins running right.
Now 3rd down is looming. A pickup of 2 on first down and just 1 yard there. A tight game like this, such a tough spot for the offense to be in. Even though they have the lead, Charles, back up so close to their goal line, they got to protect the football.
And that's when you have to take care of your team with play calling as well. Not a lot of misdirection, not a lot of counters, not a lot of plays where you have extra ball handling. Get it right to the hands of your running back, tell him to take care of the ball, and try to move forward.
And some room to work. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
161 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, it is our business to analyze what we saw out there. And on that play, I saw a defense staying in base, not taking a chance, not blitzing in a situation where they absolutely need the football back. That's either a case of overthinking it or not thinking it through.
If you do blitz, do you have to be careful about where you're coming from, or are you just coming from all angles?
You have to be careful about where you're coming from, obviously, but at this stage, you have to take a few chances as well.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. A give, Dobbins trying the right side. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Second down and 7.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I like the fact that he took the shot deep downfield. Even if you don't get the catch, maybe you get a defensive penalty and pick up the yardage that way.
The Ravens on 3rd down. They have been superb. 5 for 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 7.
Dobbins running out of the gun.
And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. The 20. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown. So they go on 4th down. Not only do they not get it, it turns into 6 points the other way. Disastrous.
And many people think you should just go ahead and knock it down in that situation. Turn it over for the offense. But I had a defensive coordinator recently tell me, we see that as a passive play. We don't do that anymore. We want the ball in our hands, and we want to head the other way.
Probably also instinct a lot of times. If you see a lot of green grass ahead of you, go ahead and grab it.
It's the exact right play to do. That's knowing when to break the rules and when to make a play that maybe you haven't been taught.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away.
Do not kick it to 22.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. And this certainly a key moment in this game, trailing by 3, 4th quarter with a spot in the championship game next weekend on the line. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Successful start to the drive, 17 yards, and moves the sticks. It's been an excellent day for him running the football, no doubt, as he continues to soar well past 100 yards.
Yeah, it almost feels like he can just grab his briefcase and head home after putting in a full day's work at the office, doesn't it?
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
A shotgun snap and a give to Dobbins. And some nifty running here as he'll take this across midfield and down to the 47. 193 yards rushing for him now on the afternoon as he continues to put a hurt on this defense. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. Now a handoff for Dobbins. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another 1st down. 3 points separating these two sides with 2 minutes left to go in the 4th.
32 now. Here's 1st and 10. Dobbins trying the left side. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2.
I like it. I like the call. Still an opportunity to run the football and chew up a little more time off the clock.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. A handoff running left is Dobbins. He lost 4 there, and it's 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. He's back to throw. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Tucker's kick is good. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So a big kick to get this back to even. Yet now the worry is, did you leave too much time on the clock? Because another field goal the other way, that does you in.
You're exactly right. You didn't get it to overtime yet. So now as a defense, you've got to think to yourself, you can't play prevent defense and just give up big chunks of yardage in front of you. But you also can't let anyone behind you. So you sit right on the line between the two, play the best defense you can, and not make it easy for them to move the ball downfield.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line. The Dolphins at the line, ready for their next drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
Throwing now is Wilson. And going deep for Hill. And this one is incomplete. These are the spots, this stage of the game, where it pays to have speed on the perimeter, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and in the second quarter, he may very well run by him, but in this situation, I know as a defender, I'm loosening up a couple of extra steps that allowed him to run with him stride for stride.
Now Wilson. He's going deep for Brown. And that is intercepted on the sideline. Wait, no. They'll say no. It was caught out of bounds. So this is just an incompletion here.
Now we're in the situation where the quarterback's got to take full charge of his huddle. Got to totally command and make sure all eyes are on him. All focus is locked in. Going to call multiple plays and go over different situations and scenarios to make sure everyone is on the same page.
Wilson to throw. And that's into the hands of Gesicki. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. Here's Thomas Morstead now, as he's on to punt for Miami. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. It's just a 30-yard punt that time, no return. And there'll be time for maybe one final play before we hit triple zeros. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Tie game, and barring something incredible here, we're likely headed to overtime.
What I would do is either hand it off inside or more likely to take a knee and let the clock run out. Because if I'm back there trying to throw and a sack happens, the ball comes free, I can lose the game here. If I get to overtime, I can still win it.
Well, what a game this has been, and now it'll take overtime to decide who goes on to the AFC title game. They'll start on the ground with Dobbins.
Tackled that time by Jerome Baker out of Ohio State. Short gain there to start overtime.
Almost a tester play, wasn't it? Wanted to see if the guys on defense were going to fit the gaps the correct way, because we're in overtime. So it's not just physical tiredness out there, right? Mentally, are you still doing what you're supposed to do? And they were up to the task on that play.
There's certainly fatigue on both sides of the football. Call it a gain of 5 that time, and they'll be left with a 3rd and about 4. Now a first throw here in overtime. Going for Metcalf on the deep ball. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The temptation to go for it probably there. Always is, especially in overtime. Got to punt it, though.
I think you're right. I think that you absolutely have to punt it away and trust your defense, especially play a little field position here. But you're so right about the temptation. Another way to satisfy that, though, line up in punt formation and fake it. That's another way to get it done.
He'll drop to throw. And he's got his tight end. That's Andrews.
And he'll be forced out of bounds all the way down inside the 20.
A gigantic call there in overtime, but it pays off with a first down.
Here's a give to Dobbins.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Second and 14. Got a man, it's caught for a Ravens touchdown.
And Charles, that touchdown alone doesn't win him the game anymore with the rule changes and overtime of the postseason, but they still went down, scored, got the job done, and now they put it in the hands of their defense.
And with the other side now guaranteed an overtime possession, getting that score was vital. The pressure is now on their opponent, and their defense, they have to play off the momentum the offense generated. One stop, and they end this game.
And whistle blown. A timeout here is taken, and it's taken by the kicking team. They'll be down to just 1 remaining as we step aside here in overtime. And the Dolphins are going to recover. The risk-reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them. And field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep, those types of things. Now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage has switched to their opponent.
Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. It's a 6-yard pickup, but it gets him to 2nd and 4. what can Wilson do here in the OT? Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
Here's Wilson. And able to find Gesicki as tight end.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. Well, what a game this has turned out to be here. Second possession of overtime. Obviously, Charles, they need the touchdown. And now looking pretty good here in the red zone.
And in addition, they face a very important decision if they do reach the end zone. Kick the extra point, take the tie, and send this game to sudden death. Or go for two and let it come down to one last two-point try.
Here's Jacobs from the gun. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And he's going to get about 4 down inside the 10 to the 9. Pretty good job defensively. Thought he was going to get it, but they knew where that marker was, and they stopped him just short of it.
What it does is emphasize that strategic football and situational football is not just played on the offensive side, is it? Defense understanding, as you noted, where the first down marker was and making sure they didn't get there.
Oh, it's a nickel set here defensively on 3rd and inches.
Still want to be prepared for a pass.
Here's Wilson to throw. And he's got his tight end Gesicki in the end zone. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Well, CD, they had the overtime answer. Now the question, do they tie it or go for the win?
Well, the teams already knew. The best teams, they made up their minds before they got to the end zone whether they were going to go for two or go for the tie.
Wilson going to throw for it. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
I don't know about you, but I can't wait for a few years of two-point tries and see what the data tells us, because a lot of teams want to throw the ball in this situation. This time, unsuccessfully. I just wonder if maybe running the ball might be the way to go.
With it moved up from the 3 to the 2, you would think maybe a few more attempts at running.
I think stats over time may bear out that running the ball will at least be the equal of throwing it in that situation.